Yesterday or the other day I might have did a video about Forza Horizon 5 winning best graphics on a gaming site that was talking about, they did the top 13 or something along those lines, where they listed the games that had the best graphics, and of course Forza Horizon 5 won. And I thought, as well it should, and regardless, even if it hadn't won, being in the running and being looked at as a top-looking game is, I think, enough in and of itself to really kind of look and go, hey, you know what, this is a really cool thing to see from Microsoft, that their first party has finally taken advantage, and I think that that's what we're going to continue to see going forward. Us as fans have to sit there and go, man, it's about time. Like, I know a lot of people cap for either side or whatever, and I don't want to do that. I don't ever want to do that again. And I just want to say that I feel like as fans we should push these console developers and console makers to put their best foot forward when it comes to the first party and absolutely take full advantage of the graphical prowess of these consoles. And that's exactly what looks like is happening. And it also looks like Digital Foundry has named their best looking video list or whatever, you know what I mean? So I do think that that's going to be something that really happens sooner rather than later. I feel like Digital Foundry, they did something that was a little bit different. And look, I'm not going to get all mad or anything and say they're wrong. They obviously had some reasons to do what they were wanting to do and to say what they wanted to say. And at the end of the day, you know what? It's all opinions, and that's perfectly fine. I think that that's 100% fine. And so for me personally, I do want to get into it though, because I do think this is going to be a very good video, and it's going to be a topic that I think people don't want to miss. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crapgamer, and of course this is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. Merry Christmas Eve. Happy holidays, all that kind of good stuff. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. So Digital Foundry did their top videos, graphical videos, and it was a very interesting thing. John Linneman, Alex Battaglia did their extended discussion on best graphics of 2021. There's been some amazing visuals this year, remarkable achievements from the first year of next-gen consoles, and they talk about them in depth, which is very interesting, because yesterday or the other day when I did the videos about Gaming Bolt, that was also opinion, right? Like, Forza Horizon 5 is definitely in the running, as it should be, but I think that people maybe take this stuff a little bit too seriously. I just thought it was very interesting. So the fact that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was ahead of the Xbox games and stuff like that and winning or whatever, and Housemarque's Returnal in the top 3, man, you just have to really kind of say, hey, that's something that really is kind of just unbelievable and definitely well deserved. Just because I think that when Ratchet and Clank came out, I think I was shocked, and I thought, man, this is the first game on this new generation that I feel like is definitely well worth it, and definitely something that really showcases how far we've come. Because to be honest with you, so far we hadn't really seen that. I mean, we'd seen some really good looking games, but we still hadn't seen something that pushed the consoles further, and I just think that that's something that honestly we have to kind of look at as fans and go, like, that's okay. Like, for me personally, I think that it usually takes a little bit. Like, if you go back and look, one of my favorite, if not the favorite generation I've had in gaming was the Xbox 360 era. And if you look at the games that launched the Xbox 360 versus the games that ended the Xbox 360, it's a difference between night and day. Trust me when I say that. I mean, you can just look at stuff like, look at the first Saints Row on Xbox. I know that's not a launch game, but it was an early game for the Xbox 360. Look at that versus like Saints Row 3 or Saints Row 4. Just a night and day difference. A completely different story. Look at like Halo. Even look at Halo 3 graphics versus Halo 4. Halo 3 came out in 2007. Halo 4 obviously came out in, I believe it came out in 2000. I want to say 12. So yeah, I mean, the difference a few years makes, or even a year can make with these consoles, is a little bit of everything. And so the fact that they're saying, hey, Returnal looked great, which I'm glad to see Returnal get some love. It's not my favorite game. I think it's a well-crafted game. But the one thing that I learned this year is that rogue games, roguelites, or roguelikes, or whatever you want to call them, aren't really, aren't really for me. And that's fine, right? Like, if other people like them, I think that's amazing. If you guys like them, I think that's really, really fine. Then I'm looking forward to it. That's up to you. I hope that everybody kind of understands where I'm coming from. For me personally, I just love seeing games and new games come out, and I love seeing people just be excited by these things, And so the fact that Digital Foundry chose like Ratchet and Clank and Returnal over any Xbox game for graphics or gameplay or whatever, I see a lot of people are going to be mad. If you're an Xbox fan, just chill out. Like, who cares, right? If you think something looks great on Xbox, that's fine. There are, I love graphics, and I think graphics are important, but it's not the most important thing. So I do hope to see, a lot of people kind of just look at it and go, you know what, it's okay. Honestly, it's fine. I understand what's going on. I understand that not every game is going to, attract the same type of... listen, I'm an Xbox fan. Everybody knows that. I wasn't a huge Psychonauts 2 fan, though. You know what I mean? People are probably surprised to hear that. It's listen, even if you're a fan of something, whether it be PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, whatever, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you 100% love everything that they release and back everything that they say or do. I think that's ridiculous to sort of think that way. For me personally, I always look at it as a situation where, we're gamers, and gamers all have opinions, right? Listen, on PlayStation, they release Neo or what. I know that's not first party, but Demon Souls or whatever. That's not my type of game. So the fact of the matter is, I'm not going to play that game. And that's just where it kind of comes down to. It's not a knock on anybody. I don't, it is what it is. But at the same time, for me personally, I'm not going to sit there and just go, oh, I love this game just because a particular console maker made it or whatever, it's first party. To me, that never made sense to do that. You only hurt yourself when you lie and kind of cap for these companies in that sort of way. So I do hope that we see something come from all this stuff. But I also think that obviously Microsoft and Sony have some really great looking games, and it's going to continue to get better and better as time rolls on. And it really just kind of comes down to us as fans and what we kind of accept and what we want. So I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I'm excited to see even more of this. So yeah, congratulations to congratulations to Sony for having games that are picked as top graphical games. And I still think that doesn't take away anything from what Microsoft did. Obviously, people were pointing out Flight Simulator for this, but that actually released in 2020. So it's not really in the running here. But, again, it's to each their own, graphics doesn't make a game. There's a whole list of things that makes a game. But I wanted to point this out and say congratulations. With that being said, thank you for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Merry Christmas. Crap Gamer out.